All right guys, welcome back. So today we're back out at the range with another pistol to try out, and this time we've got the good old Ruger American. So today we're just going to do some shooting with this thing. I'll go over some of my likes and dislikes and overall opinions, things like that. But for now, we're just going to load up and start shooting this thing. So here we go. Okay, first magazine down. It shoots really good. Looks like the sights are on. Yeah, shooting good so far. Okay, so 2 magazines down. And gun, like I said, looks like it's shooting point of aim. And the trigger so far isn't too bad on this thing. It's got a really comfortable grip to it. So let's go ahead and load these magazines back up and keep shooting. Oh yeah, when I do my part, it will definitely throw them right in there. Yeah, thing's shooting really good. All right, so here real quick, let's go over what you're gonna get when you buy one of these Ruger American pistols. So inside the box, you're gonna have your pistol, of course. It is gonna come with 2 additional back straps. Depending on what size your hands are, you can swap those out to get a nice custom fit. You are gonna have the tool that you're gonna need to change out the back straps. A chamber flag. It comes with 2 17 round double stack magazines. It did have this little Ruger American pistol rubber band around the grip. And then here up top, you're gonna have your gun lock, or a nice doorstop that I like to call it, and your manual and stuff like that. And it does come in a Ruger branded hard case. So that's what you're gonna get when you pick up one of these Ruger American pistols. All right, so now let's see what kind of accuracy we can get with the Ruger American here at 10 yards. And I put a little dot on my steel targets just for an aiming point. I forgot my, my standard paper targets at home, so we're gonna have to do it on the steel. So let's just see what we can do. Okay, so somewhat fast shooting. I pulled that one up high. I don't know what happened there. But just so you guys can get an idea, I know it's hard to tell since it's on that big, big target, but I'll put my fist, and you can cover the group up with the fist. Here's the size comparison with the gun, about half the slide. So just so you guys have an idea on what the accuracy looked like. So actually really good accuracy, other than that one I pulled with the old Ruger American. All right, so let's go over how the Ruger American breaks down. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is always check and make sure the chamber is empty, no magazine in the gun. So what you want to do is lock the slide to the rear. You're going to have this little lever here on the side. Pull it down, release your slide, and it will come right off. And as you probably could tell, you don't have to pull the trigger to disassemble the Ruger American. So there's a quick look at the inside of the frame and the slide. Very nicely machined. Nice beefy slide rails on this thing, so pretty well built. And then taking the barrel and recoil spring out, pretty typical. You do have a metal guide rod and a flat captured recoil spring. Out comes your barrel. Again, very nicely machined. Looks like it's nicely made. No machining marks down inside the slide anywhere. So to put it back together, drop your barrel back in. Recoil spring goes back in. Back on the slide, lock it open. flip your lever, make sure everything functions, and you're back in business. All right guys, so now we're backed up here to 25 yards, and I've got my two 8-inch round steel targets right there. And I took, and all those targets are freshly painted white, but that center one right there, I put a black dot in the center for an aiming point. Now I forgot my stick-on targets at home, but I just want to see what kind of group I can shoot here at 25 yards with this thing. So hope you guys can see that. Now let's see what we can do here. I pulled that one. Okay, I'm pulling them low. I can see the stuff flying. Slow down. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Let me bear with me. I'm going to zoom in on that. Okay, so that dot, I had one right on the dot there in the center, and I put that right in the center so I can kind of judge how the group was going to be. So the center dot to the outside was going to be 4 inches and all that. But as you can see, I hit some low, hit some high, had some right there in the center. And if you're wondering why I did this, the guy I borrowed it from was a friend from work, and he shot a 25-yard group. And I told him I was going to come out here and outshoot him with his own gun. So that's why I went ahead and did this. But as you can see, I pulled a couple low, which is to be expected. I tried to go too fast and ended up pulling them. But they're, let's see if we can count those. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 maybe. So I pulled 6 off, something like that. So not too bad, but there is my group at 25 yards. All right, so now let's go over how to change the backstraps on the Ruger American. It is a little bit different than some of the other guns out there on the market that have the interchangeable backstraps. So here on the back, you're gonna see this little hole, and down inside, you're gonna see a star or a Torx screw that's down in there, and that's where this little tool that comes with the pistol comes in handy. So you're just gonna go down in there and get it lined up. Now you're not gonna try to screw a screw all the way out of this. All you've gotta do is take, and you'll be able to feel it when you do it, but just take in like 1/4 turn just like that and you'll feel it release. So after you get that to release, just take and grab it, pull down, just like that until it stops, pull out on the front, and your backstrap will come right off. And then if you want to change it out to something smaller, when I got the pistol, it had the large one on it. I changed it out to a medium. I wear medium-sized gloves, and it seemed like it fit my hand pretty well. The small was okay, but it actually felt a little too small. The medium felt about perfect. So when you want to put it back on, just slip the grip on where everything lines up, push it all the way up until it stops. Take your Allen wrench again, or your Torx wrench again, go down in there, and just again, just like 1/4 turn. And it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll feel it kind of click or stop. And once you do it, you'll know when it's in and when it's not. But that's all you got to do to change out the backstraps on the Ruger American. All right, so now just for fun, I step back here to 50 yards. My target is right there. And we're going to take some shots just to see how well I can do at 50 yards with this thing. Hopefully you can see everything. So let's see what we can do. Okay, what was that? About 3 misses or so. And that target I'm shooting at is like 12 by 16 or 16 by 20. It's an upper torso size target. So shooting somewhat quickly at 50 yards. I think I missed 3. So at 50 yards, this thing will definitely throw them right in there. All right, guys, so now let's go over some of the features of the Ruger American, some of my likes and dislikes, pros and cons, things like that, before closing the video out. Before we get started, we are safe and empty, no magazine in the gun, because we are going to be waving this thing around. So let's start off with the features, and we'll go from the grip and we'll kind of work our way forward. But the overall grip and ergonomics on the Ruger American are very good. It fit my hand really well. We went over how to change these back straps out, so you can tailor it to fit whatever size hand that you have. I wear size medium gloves. The medium back strap worked out well for me. You do have a nice diamond pattern here on the front with no finger grooves, so it does stick in your hand very well. So overall, very ergonomic and comfortable gun to shoot. Moving up a little bit, we are going to have this spot right here on the back, and as you can see, it is pretty wide right here. And really, when I was watching videos on this since it first came out, the only negative I really seen about this gun was people saying that because she is so wide back here, that when you put it in the web of your hand, that corner would dig into the top of your thumb and cause bruises and cuts and things like that. But with my experience, I put right around 350 rounds, maybe closer to 400 rounds through it today out here at the range, and I have no issues whatsoever. It's not tender here, no cuts, as you guys can see. So at least with my hand size and this pistol, it wasn't an issue. Now, if you have a different hand size or maybe you hold it a different way, it might. But in my experience, no issues whatsoever with the width on the back of the frame here. So moving on. Moving up, we do have some nice slide serrations, a little kind of, a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing. It does have your standard serrations, but then it's almost like a shallow cross cut, so it does stick in your hand very nicely, so good job on the serrations. I wish they would have put some on the front. I'm just a fan of having them up there. I know some people could care less, but I do press checks, so I do like to have them. Plus, I think they look really good, so I wish they would have put some on there. The sights are just your standard Novak style sights that are dovetailed in. They are just a white 3-dot, no tritium or anything like that, so that is kind of a con. I'm not sure if you can order these with tritium sights, but I'm sure there's going to be some aftermarket support to where you can add them. But overall, the sights were very easy to use. I was able to get, decent hits from 10 yards all the way out to 50. So the sights do work. They work well. I just wish they were tritium. So if this were mine, I would be changing those out. And I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but this is borrowed from a friend of mine from work. He just picked this up somewhat recently and let me borrow it to do videos for you guys, so thank you to him for that. Moving on to the front, we do have a nice pick rail for adding lights, lasers, or whatever. The magazine release is actually ambidextrous and not reversible, but it truly is ambidextrous. You got your button here, button on this side, and using it either way. I got a magazine. If you like to do it with your thumb, you want to do it with your finger, or vice versa if you are left, right-handed, whatever. It is a truly ambidextrous magazine release, and the slide stop, slide release is the same. So very, I guess, left-handed friendly, so it doesn't matter left, right, whatever. They got you covered with having everything ambidextrous on this gun. I don't know if I mentioned, it does have 17-shot magazine, so it is a full-size gun. It's going to be like comparable to your Glock 17, M&P 9s, things like that. So first, full-size service pistol. I guess the last thing I want to talk about is the trigger on this thing, and it actually is a pretty decent trigger. I'll try to show you the pull, but as you can see there, you are going to have a little bit of take-up. You're going to hit a wall, and then a nice break, and I measured it at 6.5 pounds on my Lyman gauge. Reset, a little bit of travel after the reset, and then your nice break. So overall, pretty good trigger on this thing. So I guess, guys, in my opinion, this is a very nice gun for not a whole lot of money. Very feature-rich gun for not a whole lot of money. I think he paid $419 for this brand new at our local gun shop, Shots and Shells. Link will be down below if you want to check those guys out. But for $419, for everything that you're getting with a nice case, 2 mags, all these different features, all the ambi controls, the extra back straps, all that stuff, I think you're getting an excellent deal with the good old Ruger American. And yeah, like I said, very feature rich for what you're paying. But anyhow, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely had a lot of fun coming out here and trying out the good old Ruger American. And if you have any questions or comments about this video or anything else you see here on the channel, ask those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get back with you. And don't forget to check the description box below. I do have a link to my channel sponsors, Southeast Traders. They're an online gun forum for guns, accessories, outdoor stuff, and even automotive stuff. Really great website with a lot of great people. Check the link down below. I think you guys would really like it. But anyhow, guys, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody subscribing, and we'll catch you in the next one.